being flawlessly frank as she revealed that her favorite comedian, Tig Notaro, showed up and performed. Johnson delivers a perfect mic drop by getting up and waving.
In a recent and unexpectedly emotional interview, Caitriona Balfe broke her long silence about her Outlander co-star and longtime friend, Sam Heughan, revealing that behind the composed exterior and heroic image known to millions, there lies a man quietly battling exhaustion, disillusionment, and loneliness. Sitting in a softly lit London studio, Caitriona spoke slowly, her voice trembling as she admitted that she could no longer remain silent about what she had witnessed over the past few years. "What people know," she began, "is only the tip of the iceberg. Sam is suffering far more than anyone realizes. The halo everyone sees, the charm, the strength, the romantic ideal. It hides a deep and painful solitude." Her words carried the heaviness of someone who had kept a secret for too long, torn between loyalty and the need to tell the truth. She said that Sam, whom the world celebrates as the embodiment of masculinity, courage, and grace through his portrayal of Jamie Fraser, has been paying an unseen price to sustain that very image. "He gives everything to his craft," she said softly. "But I think sometimes people forget that even the strongest souls have limits." According to Caitriona, the past 2 years have been especially hard on him. The constant pressure of fame, the endless scrutiny from both fans and media, and the struggle to find creative freedom within the cage of public expectation have pushed Sam to a breaking point. People see him smiling on the red carpet or laughing in interviews, and they think everything is fine. "But I've seen the other side, the nights when the weight of being Jamie Fraser feels unbearable." She described how the more he tried to evolve as an actor, the more he found himself judged against the character that made him famous. "It's as if he's not allowed to grow, not allowed to fail," she said. "Everyone expects him to be heroic even off-screen, as if he doesn't have the right to be tired, or sad, or human." The endless sea, comparisons, the public expectations, and the pressure to remain flawless had begun to eat away at his spirit. Caitriona admitted that she noticed the change gradually. His silences became longer, his smiles more mechanical. "He's always been the one keeping everyone's spirits up on set, but lately, I could see that his own spirit was dimming." Rumors had been circulating online about Sam facing difficulties in his career, the kind of whispers that tend to follow anyone who dares to step out of the mold the world places them in. Social media discussions speculated about his emotional state, about whether he was considering stepping back from acting altogether. "Most of it is guesswork," Caitriona said, "but there is truth in the idea that he's struggling." She confirmed that the strain had begun affecting not only his work but also his mental and physical health. "He tries to hide it. He's good at pretending he's fine, but I think sometimes he's just tired of pretending." Then, almost in a whisper, she revealed what few had known before. "There was a time," she said, "when Sam seriously thought about walking away from it all. He told me that if there wasn't a miracle soon, he'd let go of everything." She paused, visibly emotional. "That was when I realized how close he was to breaking. I saw him cry, and that's something I never thought I'd see. Sam's always been the strong one, the one who lifts others up, but that day he just broke. Completely." She recalled one evening during filming when they were both in separate locations, and the distance between them, physical and emotional, made everything worse for him. "We'd always leaned on each other through the hardest moments," she said. "But recently, we've been working apart more often. I think that isolation hit him harder than he expected. The Outlander set had always been their shared world, a place of stability. Expected. The Outlander set had always been their shared world, a place of stability and routine amid the chaos of fame. But without that daily connection, Sam began to feel adrift. He's someone who needs purpose," Caitriona explained. "When that's shaken, when he starts questioning why he's doing all this, it affects him deeply." She admitted that she herself had been worried, especially during a period when Sam had withdrawn almost completely, communicating only through brief messages. "He's the kind of person who hides his pain out of pride," she said. "But there comes a point when you can't hide it anymore." Caitriona also spoke about the intense expectations placed upon male actors to constantly embody strength. It's so ironic, she noted. The world loves him for being this symbol of masculinity, but no one allows him to be vulnerable. They forget that real strength is sometimes about admitting you're not okay. Her words were heavy with empathy and quiet frustration. I think the public forgets that these images, the heroes, the romantic leads, their performances, behind the camera, there's just a human being. And in Sam's case, one who has been carrying the weight of an entire persona for nearly a decade. She described how, in private, Sam's vulnerability often took the form of quiet reflection rather than drama. He doesn't lash out, he doesn't make a scene. He just becomes very still, as if he's disappearing into himself. She admitted that the hardest part for her was knowing she couldn't fix it. You want to help, but how do you help someone who's lost faith in their own reflection? Despite his struggles, she said, he continues to show extraordinary professionalism. Always on time, always kind, always dedicated to his craft. But she can see the toll it's taking. He's still the same generous, grounded person, she said. But sometimes, I see in his eyes the look of someone who's fighting a battle no one else can see. As the interview drew on, Caitriona's voice softened. I've been asked why I've stayed silent about all this, she said. The truth is, it wasn't my story to tell. But I think now, silence feels like complicity. People see only the glamour and the success, but they don't see the cost. She said she wanted fans to understand that fame can sometimes strip away the very essence of the person it celebrates. He's not ungrateful. He knows how much the fans love him, we both do. But I think people should also love him enough to let him be human, to let him step back, to let him change. She ended the interview with a quiet hope that Sam would find the balance he has been seeking. A return to the joy of acting, not as obligation but as expression. He once told me that acting used to make him feel alive, and that somewhere along the way, he started feeling like he was performing his own life. I think that's what he's trying to heal now, to reconnect with himself, not the image. She paused and smiled faintly, the kind of smile that carries both sorrow and faith. Sam is one of the strongest people I know, she said finally. But strength doesn't mean you can't fall apart. It means you find the courage to rebuild, even when the world is watching. And with that, she looked down, her eyes glistening, her voice barely above a whisper. He'll come back stronger. Not as Jamie Fraser, not as a symbol, but as Sam.
Cheers.
Meeting Audrey, the 5-year engagement.
The growing distance between Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe, both emotionally and professionally, had begun to cast a long shadow over their once inseparable bond. Those who had followed their journey through Outlander had always sensed a rare connection between the two, one that seemed to transcend the boundaries of fiction. But when Caitriona finally spoke about Sam's silent suffering, she admitted that the isolation he had been feeling in recent months had taken a devastating toll on him. The distance made him feel abandoned, she confessed softly, as if he no longer had anyone to lean on. What he needed, she explained, was not just physical rest but emotional support. A sense of belonging, companionship, perhaps even love. He needed someone to remind him who he really is, beyond all the noise, beyond the image, she said. Her words were heavy with compassion and a kind of weary protectiveness. To Caitriona, Sam's struggles were not simply professional hurdles. They were deeply human battles against loneliness, exhaustion, and the crushing pressure to always appear unbreakable. Inevitably, her remarks sparked a wave of speculation that rippled through the fandom and the media alike. For years, people had whispered about the nature of Sam and Caitriona's relationship, wondering whether their chemistry on screen was a reflection of something deeper behind the scenes. Their closeness had often fueled rumors of a hidden romance, whispers that they both publicly denied, insisting that their relationship was built on mutual respect and artistic trust. Yet, when Caitriona spoke this time, her words carried an emotional weight that blurred the line between friendship and something more intimate. We've always had a special connection, she said cryptically, not only on screen but also in real life. I'm the one who understands Sam better than anyone, and I'll always be by his side through the hardest times. Her statement left fans both touched and intrigued, igniting endless discussions online. Was this merely the deep loyalty of a longtime friend? Or was there a bond unspoken? Something more profound than either had ever admitted? Within hours of the interview's release, social media platforms were set ablaze. Thousands of posts appeared under hashtags bearing their names. Hashtag Sam Heughan, hashtag Caitriona Balfe, hashtag Outlander Truth. As fans divided themselves into opposing camps, one group expressed heartfelt sympathy, urging the actor to take a break, to rest and heal, to reclaim his sense of self away from the relentless demands of fame. Others, however, grew speculative, dissecting every word, gesture, and expression from the interview in search of hidden meaning. Was Caitriona's tone that of a friend or a lover? Was this confession a warning of a deeper fracture within the Outlander partnership? Even entertainment commentators weighed in, each adding fuel to the growing fire. Some analysts interpreted the interview as a subtle cry for help on Sam's behalf, while others suggested it hinted at creative tension between the two co-stars. International tabloids wasted no time amplifying the story. Headlines across London, New York,